What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Mobbing with James McDonald. Um, Today I want to bring y'all something different. Today I want to speak on my brother. I want to talk about Bountry. Uh, I listen to a lot of people speak on my brother, and a lot of what they say is they didn't know him, but they can speak on him. So let me speak on my brother, and I'm gonna go back from where we started. Bountry, it was me, Bountry, Timmy, and my two sisters. Me, Bountry, and Timmy had a good rapport. I'm talking about the best brother relationship you can ever think anybody had or have. Um, Timmy was our baby brother, but we did everything from going into Sears, JJ Newberry's, whatever we did, stealing shit for our bikes, fixing our bikes up, our 10 speeds, um, playing in the rain. Um, you know, our pops lived with us when we first moved to Compton, 73. We had this big avocado tree in the front yard where the leaves was all over the place, and we had to keep that yard clean until old boy got off of work, and we was good. So we would rake that yard maybe twice, three times a day. But me, Buncher, and Timmy, same room, shared a room, uh, went out the window, played in the backyard, climbed the trees, pretended to play cowboys and Indians, did all that. Never had no problems, no nothing. Never we never had problems. And what we have today with me and Timmy is so baffling to me. But growing up together, you know, I was shipped to LA to go to school out of elementary. I got kicked out of Stephen C. Foster in the third grade. Um, Alton stayed at Foster. Um, but I would come home every day. Come home every day. Pops would pick me up, and when he on his way to work, because he worked on Gage. When he went to work, he dropped me off at my grandfather's house, picked me up on the way most of the time. But anyway, Buntry, and Timmy were were thick as thieves, um, doing everything. Um, our gang life. Well, let me say this: Buntry was more quiet with how he got down. Mob was on the I didn't give a whoop whoop attitude. Um, when I started drinking and smoking cigarettes at 19, that's when I was so aggressive after drinking, getting drunk or whatever. It didn't matter what I did, how I did it. Me and Buncher used to get into it because of how I drink and just start trouble. Moms couldn't break me and Alton apart, me and Buncher apart, but she had the right words to make us stop fighting. And every time me and Buntry fight, Buntry was raising pigeons, dogs, all that. Every time Buntry made me mad, I would go in the backyard, either shoot his pigeons or get a hoe and chop their heads off after you done fed them, or shoot them off the wire. Um, Whatever Buntry did, when he made me mad, he made me mad. I killed one of his dogs. Uh, the sucker tried to bite me, and everybody left, and it was summertime. I put the dog in Timmy's chivy, in his car and closed the door. He had a shell in the backyard, and I put that motherfucker in the car and closed the door and left the motherfucker there. Came back the next day, the motherfucker was under the steering wheel, swole up. But me and Bountry, we did things together. We stopped doing things together, and he didn't want to do them with me because I was reckless. It was a it was totally different from me. He Bountry was so quiet, but reckless in the same way. He's no different from me. You know, it kills me when I hear Bountry was the same. Bountry was this. No, he wasn't. Bountry was just as violent as me, but he was quiet. He was quiet, not sneaky, but he was just quiet. It wasn't too much to say when he did him, and we were just different. So you know, that's when he branched out with some of the homeboys, and I branched out. Kenny Tubbs, Manny, you know, several cats that I dealt with, Master Ron. I kicked it with the homies, and we were different. So I hung around those that were different from what Bountry his type was. But growing up with somebody, and you lose them, I would have understood if Bountry got killed by Crips, whatever, or got killed robbing somebody or some other bullshit like that. But no, losing somebody behind something that we represented and that we believed in, that was the killer for me. And at the same time, losing Bountry, I lost my baby brother. Me and him never been the same. Tried. Never been the same. And I'm good with that right now. But when Bountry passed, I was mad at the world. I was mad at the hood. I was mad at everything that I've done in my lifetime representing Paru or representing being a gang member. Um, all those dudes over there can honestly say, if one of the homies got popped on, it wasn't acceptable. Somebody had to get popped back on, and we waited for it was to get dark. Um, I got a story. Me and Kenny Tubbs went to the pizza place right there on Long Beach. I believe that's Palm Oak neighborhood. And we was riding with two girls, and I don't know what fuck hair we got up our ass. We decided to get out the car and walk into Chico's. So when we walked in up the parking lot, all the Crips was in the back, and me and Tubbs walked up doing our fingers like this, pow, and them niggas was looking like, what the fuck is this? Like, what's going on here? And they just swarmed, boom. So we fighting and we fight our way inside them Domino dudes know this too. Our way inside of Chico Pizza. Me and Tubbs, we called Bountry. Bountry had the glass house at the time. Bountry in his pajamas in the glass house, whoop de whoop. We come out. I don't know what Tubbs did or where Tubbs wanted to go, but Tubbs didn't want to get in the car. Didn't want to get in the car. With no repercussion or nothing after that night. It wouldn't shit. When nobody hurt, none of that. But Buntry got his ass up, and he was there. Um, Fighting in the store, Buntry was there. I and this was with all of us. I never ever in my life not came when Buntry called or Timmy called. I was always there, and we was brothers. Timmy had an issue at his school, and the teacher's tripping or whatever. Man, the teacher got to fight me. I went to the school to fight the teacher. So I had an incident with one of his teachers before. And that old security guard, baby boy, whatever his name was, had an issue with him. But I can say Bountry was one of a kind, and one of a kind. I'm going around because I don't want to get sentimental and get to. I think about him all the time. I think about the good things that we did, the bad conversations we had. He used to get mad at me for everything. How I was with my mama, um, uh, what I did with this chick or whatever. That was my brother. And I hear all these people on the social media, Bountry this, Bountry that. No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. My brother was just like me. We both, all three of us, lived that same life, and it was what it was. But at the end of the day, getting killed by the homies or losing his life by the homies, um, it made me feel a certain kind of way. At the beginning of it, the only thing I thought of is retaliation. That's all you know. But then when everybody from Compton hear this, from the hood, from Ludus or wherever, bunch of would have been like, no, don't go over there. No, don't do that. A lot of those guys over there that I hung around and kicked it with and did that P thing with, they got kids over there. I couldn't go. I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that. I felt bad about not being able to do that because I'm not retaliating for my brother. But I just knew it wasn't the right thing to do, and he wouldn't have liked that. Um, and we had this pact, me, him, and Timmy. And I hope Timmy watched this video because he on something totally different. But that's here it is. Um, we we would never do each other. We would never hurt each other in that manner. And I would never hurt one of my brothers. I would never hurt one of my brothers. So once you're gone and everything around me wasn't right, everything around me was kill, kill, kill. And I couldn't. I couldn't. I had to go elsewhere. We had a homie, one guy from Looters came and hung at the house, at my mama house with me after all this was over. And all day, all night, he kicked it with me. He kicked it with me. And some things he said to me made a lot of sense. And I was good, but I had to do something. My something wasn't in the hood. It wasn't in the hood. Bountry was. He was different, but he was the same cat, just like me. Did the same things, just a different way. And all these people talk about Bountry. Yeah, Bountry was a good cat. Bountry got out of prison. Something I wasn't doing or even thought of when I got out of prison. I'm out. Ain't going back. When Bountry got out of prison, Bountry looking out for homies and looking out for people in prison that he ran across, that he met in prison, looking out for cats. And that showed and reflect at Bountry before Bountry funeral. Cats was coming from all over the place looking out for moms because I met your son, woo woo woo. My name is woo woo woo. And that was cool. That was cool. Is there's a lot of things I can't speak on this here computer, but on this show, but you know, when you lose a brother, man, you know, that was like losing my mom's. That I mean, my brother was that was my brother. And we did things that was my brother. And can't nobody tell me nothing about Alton McDonald. Um I put that on Bountry. I put that on can't put that on but you don't know him. Half of these cats coming around here don't even know who he is. Heard of him, but they putting it on the dead homies. Going with that shit. Um it was so much I wanted to say right off the rip of my head, but I don't think it's necessary. Um, when Bountry went to prison for the first time, I was so mad at the hood because Bountry went to prison. My mama said, they didn't send him to prison. Alton went to jail by himself. Alton got caught. Alton got to pay for what he did. Man, that's true. I wasn't that mad no more, but I was worried about my brother. I was worried about my brother. Um, he meant so much to me. And you know, I listen to all these dudes talk this Mob James, this, that, or the other. Half of these cats can't even walk in my shoes or understand the pain I felt when it come to my brother. And we done lost a lot of homies all across the board, all across the board. But you know, everything I stood for, everything that I was ready to go to kill for, to take life for, stabbed me in the back. And my mama used to tell me, ain't none of them dudes your friends. Ain't none of them gonna be there when you need them. All you cats I went out for, all you cats I say we ain't taking that, all you dudes that we found your brothers, your cousins, whoever, done got their ass whooped or robbed. Mom James say, let's go. Bunch of you get killed, Lil Charles, Papoose, nobody else. My rider dies. My Joshawn Owens, the niggas that I went for and took, and the ones I went out there for. when they brothers was laying in the damn field, damn near dead. Nigga, let's go. Turned their back on me. I lost Bountry. We lost a real homie, a real friend, a real brother. And none of them cats stood by me. I'm standing in the middle of the street with an AK and say, who going? I start kicking niggas in their ass. Get the fuck. I was hurt. I was pissed off. Y'all don't see the significance of this? We just lost Bountry. I still feel that every day. Every day that I think about, I think about it every day. And that's what made me wake up. It made me understand. After 2002, there was no more need for me to be around these dudes. They didn't show me all they had to show me. And opposed to me going to them and start killing them, I found another way out. I went to the motorcycle club. Ain't got to deal with them no more. Every 5th of February, I would get drunk, prepare myself, and was ready to be an ass. And I think just Bountry life, just his life, is worth all those dudes in the hood's life. And none of you niggas I give a fuck about. And I'm gonna start with a CJ, I'm gonna start with a Trey, a Lip Dog, and let's go down. Since 2002, I've been waiting on the invitation for one motherfucker, one person in the hood to come to the hood or get at Big J or Mob James and tell Mob James, we need to do a woo woo check. We need to catch a hood fade or whatever these dudes be doing out here. On my mama, I'm coming. I'm coming. That's what Timmy said. That's I don't care who. It could be a Timmy Roo. It could be anybody right now in this day. I don't have no anger with nobody else. But let one of them niggas call and say something. They get it. I changed my life. I understand. I know my brother watching over me. But I got so many memories, so much need to be understood type shit. And there's a lot of shit that we don't talk about. That's why we have, you know, Suge, Random Raven, and these people, they, and I've been hearing it too much. James ain't finna do nothing. He got that grandson. He woo woo woo. My grandson 9. Talking to my sisters, If I get involved in anything and it happened, she got him. She got him. Ain't no more letting Reggie Wright, Lee Ford, and all these other people telling me I got too much to lose. At some point, you get tired, and I'm tired. I'm tired of. I realize I am who I am. Period. Period. Do I care about life now? Yes. Do I care about taking life? No. I'm not out there doing it. I'm not out there trying it. It don't matter. From A to Z. From A to Z. I've lost enough. And the way these cats think. And I used to tell Bountry all the time, Bountry, back up. Don't what are you doing? Stop believing this, stop believing that. Mom, you don't know. You always think you know everything, Mom, you woo woo woo. I wonder what that conversation he having right now. Butcher and Timmy was all I had, truly, when it came down to it. After losing Butcher, I lose this one. So it's just me. Well, all my club brothers, the ones I do fuck with, the ones that I get up in the 2 o'clock in the morning for, nothing else matters. So I put I've learned how to put my family first. Nothing else matters outside of that. I don't care about no my power rule. I'm not tripping off my power rule. And if any one of those my power rules think I owe them something, then step up and say I owe them something. Let me know. Let me know. I've been waiting 23 years. I've been waiting 23 years. Yeah, Bountry was, you know, his kids lost everything in the hood. Say accept that. How do I accept that from a bunch of coward ass cats? Half of them had a gun, never used it. That's a different conversation. And I can name every last one of you niggas. I can name every last one of you niggas I took a gun from. I can name every last one of you niggas in the mob I shot. I can name every one of you niggas that I made pee on themselves. This ain't about that. It's Bountry. I learned to have love in my heart, but I learned how to hate more than I ever hated in my lifetime. It's been a very long time since I've been, or since I've disrespected somebody, another man, and that makes me feel good because I've grown closer to God. I've learned and I understand life better. You know, do it come with being older? You know, 60 years old. I really don't think about getting in my car and going bam. Every time I thought about going and getting in my car, I wind up where? In the mob. Who got something to say? I miss the football games we played. I miss the the fights. I remember hopping in the trees playing Cowboys. Alton was Adam, Timmy was Lil Joe, and I was Hoss. Playing Cowboys and Indians. We rode that tree like it was a horse. And we actually straight broke that motherfucker down. It fell over. I miss him dearly. That was a big chunk of me. When we thought of doing something, Alton seemed like he was the oldest brother. I didn't have no filter. He did, especially with the women in our family and people around us. I don't know. I believe I paid for it big time. Living the life he was living, I paid for it big time. And that's something I can't get back. Something I can't get back. So, all you cats out there, Mob James this, Mob James that, man, let's rock and roll. Let's rock and roll. At the end of the day, I'm a different man, but the same man. I gave up a lot of things, but one thing I won't give up. I fight that. I fight that every day. I get up and like for real, my brother getting in trouble in Texas. I'm 9 years old. Alton is 8. Timmy is 6. We go to Texas. Family members tripping on me. I told the drunk bitch, "Fuck you, bitch. I don't want to stay in your house." So I grab my suitcase and I start walking. So he picked me up and bring me back to the house. Alton tell him what's happening, and he told him to be quiet. He put me on the bus to come back to Cali. Bunchy wanted to take the ride to come back to Cali with me. I don't think Timmy really understood it, but Bunchy was ready to get on the bus with me. He told him no. They drove back to Cali in the van. When Pops used to whoop me, we had these, it's crazy. We little kids now, so you niggas don't get it twisted. We had these little stickers of Star Wars. And we had bunk beds, so on the bottom bunk on the wall we had Star Wars stickers all over the place. And Bunchy said, here he come. When he start hitting you, just think about Star Wars. It don't hurt that much. I guess that was his method of, you know, dealing with the pain or whatever. And that day, that ass whooping, it didn't hurt as much. I started thinking about Star Wars, and every time I just started putting shit in my mind and imagining from every ass whooping he gave me after that. Just think of something. I got numb to the bullshit. I got numb to but losing him changed everything. It changed the neighborhoods. It changed my sister and them life. It changed everything. And I can honestly say this. At some point, the real cats out there can kill that situation between neighborhoods because my brother been gone 23 years and I've been fighting him for 23 years. I've been fighting the fact that he's gone, not fighting those cats on whomever say they took his life. I'm not fighting that. I ain't fighting that. And I know he's past it. And these cats out here, half of these cats 23, 24 were still fucking babies and not walking. That wasn't passed on you. That wasn't passed on you. That was passed on and given to the ones that was there at the time. Those that didn't want to do nothing, didn't do nothing, such as myself. Find a way to go somewhere and do something and ease your pain. But not out of fear, which a lot of them did. Which a lot of them did. And I'm all right with it. I ain't mad at none of them cats. Because I know my brother ain't mad at none of them cats. I know my brother is last year, it's time to stop crying over you. Don't use my birthday as a reason that you want to drink. I didn't cry last year. Ready to cry now, but I didn't do it. I believe it was time for me to grow out of it, understand it, release it, let it go. And I have. So I just wish these dudes quit playing. Um, this shit here is for real. It's for real. I ain't mad at nobody. I don't hate nobody. But from now on, It just is what it is. A Droshan, a Lip Dog, a Trey, a CJ, a Timmy, or whoever. All you gotta do is call my name, and I'm coming. And I'm coming. I'm tired of y'all playing. I hear everything. I'm tired of y'all playing. Now put me to the test. Tell me to come to the hood and I don't come. You can call me whatever you want after that. One thing I realized, I'm 60. If I hurt one of you niggas, that's 20 or better. I know I ain't coming home. So every bit of it's gonna be worth it, trust me. I don't want one of you niggas. And I don't give a fuck who listening. Yeah, it's a threat, nigga. To any one of y'all. I'm gonna apologize for it. I didn't want to go there, but I'm just speaking. So whatever's coming out of my mouth is coming. And my real point was, all you brothers out there, we all done lost something or somebody dear to us. If I take Bountry out of the equation, I can say Kenny Tubbs died in my arms. Something dear to me. Big Frank died. Shobo died. Bodie died. Can't nobody tell me we can't let this go. Just quit. Stop. We done lost enough. The only reason why I don't stop because half of these cats out here say that was the homie. I love the homie, but who do we really love? We don't. Half of these cats don't love the homies. Half of these brothers don't believe in this gang banging life. The lifestyle that we lived was real. The ones that I honestly listened to and say they enjoyed living that life and it didn't matter, them the real ones. The ones that complain and tell somebody else a story that, oh, I was, no, you wouldn't. I had niggas say they kicked it with Mob James and been on drive-bys with that nigga. And I'm Mob James. You telling it to me. There's too many liars out here than real niggas out here. Everybody want to be a thug and a gangster. I'm here to tell you, everybody can't be a thug and a gangster. Everybody ain't a straight killer. Everybody ain't with that part of the life. Yes, you're guilty by association, but everybody ain't living that life. The streets or the penitentiary. Everybody ain't for it. And those that was built and marinated into this shit became real solid, like for reals. And my reasons, how can I live like that? How can I live that way? How can I stand for what I stood for? And I lost my brother to the hood. There was only one thing I can do. Let it go. I have no reason to live like that. I have no reason. Gangbanging took everything from me. And then it's double hard because I'm fighting that. I don't know how to transition into somebody else. I've learned it. I get it. I'm here. And I'm here. So it just took that long. I didn't know nothing else. I didn't want to know nothing else. It was an issue because I always said, man, Alton is gone. Why is they playing like that? And everybody in the hood know, oh, damn, that nigga ain't scared of me? Okay, let's figure something out. We never had shot callers. As far as we went, if you older than me, I called you big homie. All the time I think of where would we be if Bountry was still here that day when it never happened. I done thought, shit, if Bountry went in, didn't get killed, we'd all be in prison, or we'd still be stagnated in the hood, sitting on the brick wall, talking and drinking, because we don't know nothing else, don't want to do nothing else. If we didn't allow Death Row to come in and play a part in our self destruction, where would we be? We'd be alive. Oh man. But yeah, I had so many stories to tell y'all about Bountry. But I know my sister, she wasn't like some of them. So I ain't gonna piss my family off. But if you don't get nothing from it, at the end of the day, we all got brothers. We all got siblings. We all got homeboys that we done took in as our brothers. However we want to word it and say it, we have brothers. And when we lose that, I see the pain on everybody else's face. Why the fuck y'all can't see mine? Cause I'm Bob James, cause I'm hated. I'm cool with that. Every nigga I done slapped with calling this girl a bitch in front of me. Every nigga that I done hurt trying to act like he bad in front of his broad in front of me. I created more enemies than the law allowed. And I was cool with that. So all you niggas can tell the truth. Killer Rob, how many times I done slapped the fuck out you? Wink, how many times I motherfucker? Well, I shot you one time. You tell the truth. So all these cats want to speak and say, Mount James this and that. One thing you niggas can't get on this motherfucker and say that nigga was a bitch and that nigga let whoop 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 whoop. No, I know what I did. I know what I did. And some of you I have apologized. That's why I haven't mentioned your names. I apologize for being disrespectful to you. I've grown up. I understand. I get it. And I just want to live my life. I want to move on. I want to continue to remember my brother the way I do, and I just don't need all you cats in here figuring that Mob James is a different nigga, and he ain't gonna say nothing. He ain't gonna come out of that shell. I'm tired of that. I used to say all I got is Mob James, and they disrespecting it to the fullest. Well, then I said, if you ain't gonna go take that nigga life, shut the fuck up and don't say nothing. And I have been quiet. I like this side of the life. I like this part of life. And so do all you cats that know me. Keep that dude on this side of the fence. That's what you should be trying to do. That's your best bet. Leave me alone. Let me live my life. I ain't disrupting no power rules. I ain't hanging with. I ain't doing none of that. I don't come to no hood functions or what y'all call that hood day. I don't do none of that. I don't come to Compton, period. Because I know if I see one of you dudes, they're going to be calling Reggie. And I got a list. On my mama, I got a list. But yeah, I grew up. I understand. I pay attention to everything around here. Uh, some things I can't let go. I will not let go. Uh, Rocking and rolling and believing and trying to grow my strength in God. Understand it. Some things I won't let go. But it's hard to function and live life without going back to yesteryear. Like it's some things I didn't fix, I didn't clean up, I didn't make right. And everybody believed that like it's just me that shouldn't feel the way I feel, and it's them that should reap the benefits of the loss of. Not today. Not today. And I say this with Timmy and anybody else. If you mother if you brothers want to keep playing, all you gotta do is invite. And this ain't about Bountry or nothing else. Just say James. Don't call me Mom. Call me James. Nigga, come to the hood. We gotta do some deep pen. Nigga, I'm 60 and I'm coming. But you niggas better be ready. And I need to stop doing this. I'm, let me retract that. I'm not mad at nobody. I'm not mad at nobody. Um, I ain't got no excuses. Every man gets to this point, and I've been trying since my mother passed in 2018 to just like truly stay away from that part of life. Everything that was back there, everything that is there, I walked away and I stayed away from it, and I'm continuing to stay away from it. I wouldn't have never came back if moms didn't get sick. But I had to come back for 2 years or so and take care of my mama. And living in the hood and all of this. Not one nigga, nobody, no, not at the gas station, not at Walmart, no, nowhere. Not at the market, nowhere. Had nothing to say. But now you're talking. Tell me to come to the hood, nigga. Tell me to come to your hood. I'm coming. I need to get all this off my chest anyway. And that's on everything I love. So I don't care. Timmy, you chose to go on old boy's show and say your brother testified against you. You felt that way about me, your brother. You know, you know I would die for you. You know I would die for you. You know I would kill for you. And it don't matter who or what. That's mine. Don't touch mine. I don't have that. You can get it too, nigga. You one of them. You can get it too. Let me stay on the side. Let me read my Bible. Let me live in the God's way. Because God had soldiers. I'm just a soldier for God now, not the devil. I just want to live my life. And I'm going to live my life right by Alton McDonald, my brother. I'm going to live right. That's what I'm going to do. And I just want to enlighten y'all of, the pain, everything that go with it. Uh, the lost stuff. And, these cats won't let you grieve, won't let you get over nothing. And it be the worst ones. It be the worst ones. But that's another episode, another show. But brothers are supposed to be forever. But I lost my brother. And that makes me stronger because now I truly gotta stand alone. I can never call Timmy Rue and say, my nigga, I need you. It's all about me. I go to prison, I go to prison. Ain't no calls, ain't no packages from no Timmy. I wouldn't expect it. I lose my life. Timmy don't have to come to my funeral. I would appreciate it if he did. Me personally, what he did to me, I ain't going to hear it. And I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. So losing a brother in one way, and I lost a brother, and I how did God damn it, how did they say it? I didn't lose and gain. I lost two brothers. I lost that. All I have is my two sisters. And I'm even stronger now because I know I'm planning. I gotta stay right. I gotta stay focused. I don't have a brother I can call. Not that I know it's my blood. I don't have my blood. And I'm all right with that. I'm all right with that. I run into people, they say they seen him. Right now today, he's still saying, I tried to get him 90 years, 45 years. You was my brother, man. And never put you in harm's way. Never put you in harm's way. I loved you, my nigga. You was my nigga. You was my brother. Somebody touched Timmy, James coming. Somebody touched James, I knew Timmy was coming. But I ain't sure about that now. So anyway, I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody that stood by me. I appreciate every female that listened when I was going through it. I appreciate Reggie when I was going through the identity crisis. I didn't know whether I had to be Mob James or it was best to go back to being Mob James, where people understood Mob James opposed to James McDonald. People want to see the violence. People want to see that rah rah instead of me being humble. So I used to call Reggie every other month, maybe. I used to call the homie Lee. I didn't talk to Melly. You know, I got my people. I didn't talk to some of my club brothers. Man, I don't know what I'm gonna do, man. I gotta go back to my results in streets. So I was getting my results. If I go back to being him, I can go back to being him. And I wouldn't have all this. I wouldn't have these niggas speaking on me. So I fought with all that. So I appreciate it. I appreciate all of it. All right. God is good. I'm blessed. I'm gonna continue to be blessed. God rest my brother's soul. And my sister them say it's cool to tell some of them gang stories about Bountry and I'm gonna come back and do that. I got a good one too. I got a good one. We argued who was gonna drive. We argued who was gonna get out. We argued me and him couldn't be gangsters together. We decided you go your way, I go mine. All right, everybody, I appreciate the ears. I appreciate everybody that listened to me. And this is just one I had to get off my chest. Because, I look at social media and I hear Bountry, Bountry, Bountry. You know, let's tell stories about somebody that we know or stories that we only been involved in. Let's stop telling everybody else's story. Let's stop starting our stories with once upon a time. Let's stop that. Let's keep it 100. Let's be real with each other. And maybe some of these other cats will get it, you know? So, on that note, peace out. We'll see y'all in a minute.